Hey everyone. So I did my project proposal on checkers. I did it on the post approval list just because by the time I had received the notification from the teacher, I had already done my project proposal for checkers from the list. So I decided to just go ahead for this. So anyways, for checkers, what I was thinking was it'd probably be easiest to go with two players, no computer player. Just because with checkers, I'm not really sure how you'd want to design the algorithm for the computer player. So I figured just make it two players general. Um, so checkers is pretty basic. You have an 8x8 checkered board with pieces lined up on it on each side of two different colors. And the pieces can only move diagonally in the forward direction. However, if a piece gets to the other side of the board, it becomes a keen, and at that point can move diagonally in either the forward or the reverse direction. But they have to stay on their color, moving diagonally, no matter what. To capture a piece, you have to be right next to it and jump it. So instead of moving one square diagonally, you end up moving two right over the piece you take. So what I was thinking for the game is you start it up probably from a executable file, and it comes up with the main menu, which gives you three choices: play a game, help, or exit. And the help menu will, should you click on it, will give you several options. Basically, just read about the different rules and everything. So, first choice would be basic, which just basically lays out how it works, then talks about getting keys for the second, and so on and so on. So, to play the game, the computer will ask for, I figured just go for the names of player 1 and player 2, make it easier to differentiate, make it a little more personal. And then it will bring up the board with the pieces on it and start a timer. And I figured a timer so we can measure the length of the game at the end to see, how long the game went. Was it a quick, easy game against each other, or did the game drag out for hours? Just a little way for players to measure how good they are against each other. It will then display the in-game menu for player 1, which allows them to 1. Move a piece, 2. Access the help menu, 3. Check their stats for the game, the current game, 4. Concede, or 5. Just plain quit the game. So the help menu we discussed. Check stats. What that will allow you to do is basically look at how many pieces you have on the board, how many you've lost, how many keens you have, and how many keens you've lost, and how many enemy pieces you've taken, both of their normal pieces and of their keens. So you can kind of see how you're doing. And then the concede game, basically what that will do is end the game right there, but it'll bring up the end game stat board, basically, which will show how many pieces each side had left, how many the two different kinds of pieces they lost, so how many normal and how many kings, and let's see, the number of pieces you took, both kings and normal, from the other player. And so it will show that, and then it will also show who won based on the fact of conceding. And then the exit game will end your game right there. So if they click move a piece, what it'll do is allow them to click a piece and choose where they want to move it to. The program will then calculate whether that move is a valid move or not. If it is, it will allow them to move. If not, it will pop up an error message saying it's not a valid move and explain why. and then allow you to try again. And so during this whole time, the computer will keep track of how many pieces each player has, how many pieces they've taken, and it'll also keep track of the length of the game this whole time. When the game finally ends, whether by concession or by a valid victory, no more pieces on the board from one side, the game scoreboard will pop up again. Only it'll be a little different from a conceding, because your end game will be one player will have 0 pieces left, obviously. It'll also, in the end game, it will show the percentage of captured pieces to, so the number you captured over the number captured by your opponent of your own pieces. The number of kings gained as the whole game by one player divided by the pieces lost by that same player. So basically showing how much it cost, how many pieces you had to sacrifice to get 1 king. So I'm really excited for this, actually. This is real fun. I've always enjoyed making games. I've never done a whole lot of it, but it's always been fun for me. My experiences with programming, besides tinkering here and there, have been computer CS124. I think they've changed the number on that by now, but CIT160. I've done a little bit of SQL at one point, not really worth mentioning though. And then about 5 years ago, I had some experience with Java when I took AP Computer Science in high school, but that was a long time ago. My strengths: I'm dedicated, I'm committed, I enjoy doing this stuff. I enjoy programming, and I enjoy spending time trying to solve problems, trying to solve, when the code's not working. I love doing that. I've gotten good at debugging, just because I've had to do it a lot. I'm analytical, and I like thinking outside the box. I like trying to think of new ways to do something. One of the biggest things I can bring to the table is experience, particularly with mistakes in programming. I have a lot of experience in that, and the biggest thing being the mistakes caused by not properly planning. So I'm really looking forward to working with y'all, and yeah, thank you.